What's up, guys? I'm back. I have to admit, I've been back earlier. Since last week. I came back from New York. I came back from New York last week. It was fun. There were a couple of mishaps, like being stuck in PA, but generally, it was okay. The only reason why I haven't put a video sooner is because of crap going on in real life, and me trying to get this new job. Which, cross your fingers, I might have it. And if I do, then maybe I might be able to hold on to this place, So let's hope. Cross your fingers. Good vibes. Whatever the hell you guys believe in, But enough of that. That's not what I'm doing this video for, as you can tell by the title. As I'm sure you guys already know, because of the constant proliferation of this news and, the constant marketing for it and whatever, all the media's groups talking about this. This weekend was the 40th anniversary of the Woodstock event back from 1969. It was 1969, right? If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, it was 1969. It was the 40th year anniversary of that major concert. Where some of the biggest rock icons and biggest musical icons, got together, performed a great concert up in upstate New York, and it was a major cultural event, particularly for the subculture at that time period. The hippie movement, the love power movement, and so on and so forth. And it's something that is still held dear in the hearts of most of the people who were there and who experienced it. Most of them had good things to say about it. There are a couple of people who don't. They had some bad experiences, mostly with the status quo at the time, who looked down upon them. But I'm not going to talk about Woodstock itself, because for one, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even alive when it happened, and two, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I could add to it that hasn't already been said. But no, I want to talk about something I find rather curious about how it's being presented today. See, I've been noticing, I'm pretty sure, I don't watch much TV, if I don't. Actually, I really don't watch TV at all, I see it on maybe in somebody else's house or something, but I'm pretty sure, just from what I'm hearing on the radio stations when I drive to work and I listen to NPR or public radio, whatever, because they've been talking about Woodstock. So I know the media has been talking about it a lot. Whether you got news outlets talking about it or some talk shows talking about it. I'm pretty sure there might have even been some commercials maybe trying to sell radios or DVD footage or documentaries on that shit, trying to sell you products. And one thing I have heard a few times, I have heard it mentioned in media outlets, is how it was this great American cultural event. It was this big deal, this great event that happened in American history. It's a big footnote in American history. It's a major milestone in American culture, and they always stamp that word American on it. It was this big American event. It's a milestone in American history and culture. It's a major part of America and who we are and blah, blah, blah. And they always market it that way. And I've used the word market on purpose because that is what's being done these days. The Woodstock event and the nostalgia of Woodstock is being marketed to the people today in this sort of way. And of course, they always have to stamp the American thing to it. And I find that hilarious. I wonder if I'm the only person who finds this kind of odd that Woodstock is being presented this way today. And some of you guys may wonder, what the hell is the problem? It is an American event. It is a part of American history. It's a major cultural, American cultural event. What the fuck is your problem? What do you see so funny about that? Well, I'll explain. Do any of you guys remember exactly what Woodstock was supposed to have been about when it first happened in 1969? Anybody remember the people that were involved? Back during that time when Woodstock happened, the people who organized it and the people who took part in it and the musicians weren't considered American. Sure, they were American by birth and by nationality, but as far as their values were concerned, their thoughts, their philosophy, their way of thinking, their way of life, their culture was considered quite un-American. by the status quo, by the powers that be, by the people who wore the ties and ran the businesses and controlled the money. They didn't like these people. They didn't like those hippies. And they considered them quite un-American and did not share. And they considered them to not be holding American values and American morals. They considered these people to be beneath them. This is why they were considered, remember, the subculture of the time. They were not the main culture. They were the subculture. I mean, consider what these people were about. Peace and love, the love power movement. Many of them were leftists. Some of them would love to see things like socialism be brought about. And let's remember what went on in Woodstock. Drug use, cultural communities sharing things with one another instead of selling things to one another. After all, one of the major selling points of America, or what we think are selling points, is capitalism. You know, the ability to sell shit to other people so that you can get rich. That wasn't going on. In fact, many of those people, you know, in that love power movement, you know, abhorred that sort of thing. You're taking advantage of those motherfuckers, man. Hell, we know if you reported about what went on in Woodstock, there was a food shortage going on. Most of those motherfuckers were sharing the food that they got. And some people were handing out food willingly to these people. That's a rather socialistic idea, don't you think? Of course, we talk about it now with fondness and memories and the camaraderie and one big happy family. But many of these motherfuckers who were part of that movement and now have MBAs, and they'll be damned if they're going to give you anything for free. Like healthcare. You know, that's one of the biggest problems we're having right now, you know. People are claiming that if you want to give out healthcare for free, then you're being socialistic, and that's completely un-American. But that's a subject for another time. I'm just finding it funny now that the motherfuckers who would definitely be against the people at Woodstock and the meaning of Woodstock and what they were doing at Woodstock are the same motherfuckers now marketing it and saying it was a great American thing. And of course they're trying to sell you the nostalgia so that they can get rich. Or, well, let me change that. So they can get richer. Because they're already rich. You know, it's not like, you know, Joe Schmoes like you and me are getting in on this and putting commercials on TV and selling products with Woodstock on it. You know? That's why I find it so hilarious. You know, it's the people at Woodstock, and the Woodstock is decidedly not with the cultural norms. And many of those cultural norms that they're fighting against are still going on today. But yet, those cultural norms that they're fighting against, let's just put it this way, the people who are fighting against the status quo, their movement and their major cultural event is now being used by the very people they were fighting against, and is now being absorbed as theirs, as American. And of course, when they stamp that word American on it, they don't mean it as that cultural community aspect. They're just lumping it in with the standard things of what America is supposed to be like. And if you happen to spout many, if you happen to, you know, try to embody or try to champion the things that they happen to claim is American, i.e. the Woodstock event, then you would be called un-American for doing so. Kind of odd, don't you think? It's kind of funny. That's what was on my mind this whole time that Woodstock was being celebrated by all these media outlets. I mean, and I work at a bookstore too, and they're selling books and DVDs and CDs on this whole thing. Buy our shit! You know? As if you don't already have stuff on Woodstock from the last year, the year before, and the years before that when they were selling you other shit. Also keep in mind, what's funny is, this is the 40th year anniversary of Woodstock, and they're making a big deal out of it. Normally they make big deals out of the 10th anniversary, or the 25th anniversary, or the 50th anniversary, or 100th anniversary. Now they're going on 40. So they're really milking this shit now. And I know this because I was hearing on NPR just a couple of days ago, they did a news story on the very fact that they are milking it because of the whole 40th anniversary thing. They're trying to put more 40th anniversary shit things now to sell more crap to you. Marketers admitted this. That like they would. In fact, one guy said that they really wish they could do an anniversary every freaking day so they can make more fucking money. He then tried to backpedal and say, oh, they're trying to do it because right now we're in a repression and people are feeling down, and they want to market something to make Americans feel good again. Now, the reason why they want you to feel good is so they can sell more shit to you. It's not about making you feel good. It's about keeping money in your pockets. Yeah.
The irony of all this is astounding.
Yes, it is. That's what was on my mind. You know, while everyone else is getting nostalgic about it and remembering the music and all that. Yeah, good times, good times. I'm thinking, don't you guys see the weirdness about this? Don't you see kind of how fucked up this actually is? Do any of you guys even care? I already know the answer. It's just a rhetorical question. Catch you guys later.